Hello everybody, Steel Creed here, back with more Startopia. After our successful mission for the Grulian Workers' Party, we have now been petitioned by the Grey Council. You remember the little grey aliens who ran the medical bays of our last mission? Yeah, they want us to build a station now, so let's see what they have for us. Well, I already know, but I'm going to show you guys. Goodbye, little station. I love that little menu. It's so cute. So here is our station, and this time it's completely empty. Don't worry, they have basically given us everything we need right here. That energy collector. Hello,
congratulations on your new post. The Grulian Workers' Party were very pleased, and so am I.
Oh.
After all, I deserve some of the credit for your previous success. Now the Grey Council wish to set up a space hospital within this sector, and it is for this reason they've called upon you.
Yes, we're building a space hospital. It's Galaxy ER, Grey's Anatomy, whichever medical drama you actually know.
You have signed the contract that the Greys insist upon. However, I have checked the microprint, and there are two clauses you must stick to. Firstly, you must cure at least 100 patients.
That bit's easy.
Secondly, you must keep the mortality rate 10 or less.
That's slightly trickier. So, it doesn't go automatically.
Before the hospital can be fully constructed, you must build the initial facilities. As before, hard plan and technology crates have been provided.
Well, hard plan for the moment, but I suspect we'll be getting our technology crates in a second. So let's find a good place to put our energy collector. Now, given that I actually have control of where we're going to put this, we're going to put this somewhere that doesn't stink. Probably over in the corner here. And of course, we're going to need our scuzzers. You might have noticed it's a Scuzzer Mark 1. There are Mark 2 and Mark 3. They're a lot of fun. So we're going to have these guys waddle slowly over to the construction site. And once again, use the power of welding to assemble our energy collector. We don't have any money before we have our first energy collector. However, you don't get extra cash for having more energy collectors, I don't think. What it does allow you to have is a greater maximum limit of money. Generally, you can't have anything over 100,000 to begin with. But build more, and you can go up to 200,000. In fact, you can probably fill all those with 9s if you have enough. Never actually done that.
You'll note a port, droid charger, and power booster have been delivered, along with technology plans to allow the construction of sick bays.
Which is a handy
medical supplies have also been provided. Those unblinking fellows, the Greys, have been frugal with the energy they've given you. Make every last bit count.
Yes, thank you, Greys. So we'll beam these up. You can actually build things straight from your pattern buffer, even if they're hard plan items. You just have to go to that little menu. We'll take up our medical supplies and our sick bay. Now, I am not entirely sure what effect medical supplies have on a sick bay. What I believe they do is they make them more effective. So, in our first mission, you'll see they basically managed to cure that alien ambassador with one diagnosis. That is not normally the case. There are more complex diseases, and they will cause greater problems. For the moment, a sick bay with a couple of diagnosis machines and a few medical supplies ought to take care of most things. Recharger over here. Anything else, however, will probably require a bit more. I'm going to build a significantly large sick bay, but Val's going to advise me against this.
The sick bay has been added to your build menu. This should make things easier. I'd advise not spending all your energy on building a huge sick bay. Start small, and wait till more patients come aboard before you expand.
He's got a point. You just don't want to spend all your money at once, essentially. So we'll build a sick bay, and we shall build it right next to the port, so as soon as terribly, terribly afflicted patients come in, we give them somewhere to go. So we'll build a large room, then we'll put a door here. Here. Let me build a door. And we'll place a couple of diagnosis units. Here, put some sick bay waiting couches around here. This should leave us room for extra diagnosis units around here. I mean, you can also place them in the middle of the room, there's no reason to put them against a wall. And it'll also allow the room for dispensers, which shall become extremely important. They're the first bit of additional medical kit you get, as well as diagnosis units, and they can be quite handy.
Yes, once you finish building your first sick bay, we can expect patients to begin coming aboard.
Yep.
Remember, only a weak-minded fool spends all their energy on their first sick bay.
Thank you, Val.
Keep some aside for expanding later on. Our friends the Greys have delivered a berth, lavatron, and dynamat.
Yeah.
These can be used by your new staff and patients.
Much as I hate to set up a dynamat, given that they are the biggest generator of rubbish in this entire game, bar none, I think. I mean, I'm thinking of some other buildings later, but I honestly think dynamats generate the most crap to be strewn around the floors. We do kind of need to have our staff eat, so best to set one up. Oh, and you see this bar? This is how many medical supplies we have. Hopefully, by bringing in some medical supplies there, they'll immediately be consumed the first time someone walks into a diagnosis machine, and it will be a bit better equipped to deal with the incoming hazards that we're inevitably going to have. Let's build a small berth over here. Yeah, that'll do. Door, slumber pods everywhere. I can put the door down there. That's probably significantly larger than we actually need.
You have cured your first patient. Not being alive, I can only guess how good it feels.
Yay, our first cure! Which means, I assume, yes,
You have run out of a type of cargo.
You see that little flash of light? That was our medical supplies being taken from the station and going into our sick bay. Now, the box doesn't actually have to be in the sick bay to do that, I don't think. It just needs to be out of your pattern buffer. Val, what do you want?
Although I applaud your skill at fitting so much into a small area, it might be advisable to expand into an adjacent segment.
Actually, I'm good for the moment. I actually have a bit more room for a communicator and another sick bay, which is pretty much what we need room for.
I recommend you purchase and install a comm sensor.
Sorry, a comm sensor.
This will give you advanced
Get the
warning of
terminology
emergency
right,
situations and influxes of patients. You would be wise to listen to me on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a bit of advice. Don't necessarily be too eager to install a communicator. I have lost this game before allowing too many sick patients into the station at once. Install a communicator if you want, but be prepared to refuse quite a lot of calls so you're not overwhelmed.
How are you?
Hello, Rhoda.
Still making a success at it in this game, I see. Fancy a glass of mucus wine, Nouveau?
No.
No?
No.
Actually, we don't drink it either.
Yeah, after what happened to the last person who did, I can't blame you. Alright, litter bins. Extremely important to place those around your dynamat. Like, everywhere. Because the AI is extremely bad at using them. We'll also take the dispenser. We'll take the comm sensor. I'd like the recycler, but I think it's going to be a little expensive at the moment. So, I'll just take more medical supplies. That should be fine for the moment. I'm actually going to try doing this with a comm sensor. I think there's going to be opportunities which are just too good to pass up if we don't. Sorry, if we do. I know precisely what I'm talking about. I can't put it there because I want space for litter bins. And it's going to take a bit of room. We're still going to have enough room for a second sick bay if we need one. So I'm going to place it
You
there.
have now cured 5 patients.
Yay.
Long may this good work continue.
See, 2 diagnosis units is all you need to begin with.
The Greys have health inspectors who may visit at any time without
Yeah,
warning.
this is the other issue.
These people can close the hospital down if they find that hygiene levels are too low. Be aware.
This is why I picked up those litter bins. We kind of need them. So, for litter bins, I think you actually need to drag them out of your pack buffer. These little white boxes, these are things specifically for equipment. Now, equipment can be room objects like the slumber pods, or say the diagnosis unit, or even something as simple as a chronometer. They're also for corridor items. So, this one contains a dispenser, which we are going to put... yeah, probably there. I think that's wise, because then we can fit the diagnosis unit in. And those can be quite handy. We're going to take out these litter bins and place them around, strategically, around the dynamat. And hopefully, that should reduce the amount of litter produced a tiny bit. Like a tiny bit, because they'll still do that. I'm also going to set our scuzzer priority to cleaning up rubbish.
1 or 2 more doctors wouldn't go amiss, you know.
At the moment, I think we're okay. We'll see. Do we have any actual good greys on here that aren't sick? If you double-click on the alien, it'll only show aliens of that kind. We do, but they're both ill. We'll wait until they're cured.
I see you branched out into the health industry. Wise move. People are always gonna be sick.
Ah, yes. The Tao of Arona. He knows where to make a quick buck. So he's still trying to sell me this recycler. He's not giving it me for a bad price. The issue is, I'm still not going to take it. If the health inspectors come round and find that your station is too dirty, they can fine you, as far as I remember, and they fine you a decent amount. Now, we do have a comm sensor, we don't have any targ to run it, so let's look for some of them. Again, decent targ. He's sick. Hopefully he'll be a little better.
Spectres have arrived.
Nope.
If the hospital facility is still dirty by the time they leave, we are in serious trouble.
I think we're good. Now, are you still ill? We can ask him about it. No, he's better. Welcome aboard.
Doctors, unlike myself, are not perfect. You should check the skill levels of those you
Yeah,
hire.
I have heard of
Poorly trained
people who have
doctors is
had
dangerous
games
as a
where they've
Parisian
managed to
proximity
kill
mine.
patients with unskilled doctors. When it comes to greys, when it comes to hiring for sick bays, looking at the skill is extremely important. To be honest, skill is probably the most important of any one of these stats anyway, because you can get away with undedicated workers because they will eventually come and do some work, and loyalty's not too much of a problem as long as you can afford it, but skill can be deadly.
Your
in
cured
sick bays.
patients will want rest and recuperation. How about providing accommodation and entertainment for them? Your doctors will also benefit from having something to take their mind off work. It might even make them more efficient.
Accommodation and entertainment, you say?
The Grey Council has provided suitable technology for you to build rest and recreational facilities.
Yay!
Just unpack the crates to add the hard plans to your build menu.
Crimbus has come. So we have a series of technology boxes. The Star Motel, Music Shop, Corridor Lamp, General Store, and Bench. Wow, thank you so much for giving me benches. What a wonderful
The pleasure
aid.
deck on this station is now available for
Aha!
inhabitation.
We have access to the second
You can
floor.
build your new facilities on this deck.
We can.
Although many facilities must be built on the correct deck, certain ones can be placed on either level.
That is quite important
The
to remember
Dynamat
occasionally.
and Lavatron being examples of this. Use the navigation interface to switch between decks.
Okay. So, we now have access. I was just beaming that bit of crap right next to the scuzzer and seeing if it took the hint. It has not.
Branched out into the health industry. Wise move.
Branching out to the health industry.
People
Ah,
are
he's
always
offering this
gonna be
recycler
sick.
at a reasonable discount now, I think. Love Nest. Might need a Love Nest. We'll come round to it.
The health inspectors are impressed with the extreme cleanliness of
Yay!
your hospital. They award you 10,000 energy
Excellent.
for your
That
efforts.
refunds me for the
too,
recycler
must
I
offer
just
hearty
bought.
congratulations. Although I feel I helped a great deal.
Great. I don't think we can build a recycler there. Ooh, what we do have is a solar flare.
There is a solar flare in progress. Shall I reconfigure the collector to gather some
Absolutely,
solar
it's
energy?
free money. Look at our
A
currency
new
sheet
alien
up.
race has come aboard. They are the Sirens.
Oh,
When I
sirens.
saw them, I felt a strange tightening of some of my metal parts. This could be a malfunction. In fact, I'm getting it now, just thinking about their smooth,
Val.
firm.
Val.
No
God.
funk.
We're rebooting.
Nice one. So now we have the sirens coming aboard. They are probably the most humanoid of all the alien races. I wonder why. Oh, they also work in love nests, where they give love to aliens. Don't worry, it's done in a perfectly PG way, but yeah, they don't specifically go into what they're actually doing. So we have a recycler. We have nowhere to build it. I suspect we're going to need to open up a new segment. But first, let's deal with our entertainment. Now, the ground floor is known as the Science and Engineering deck. It's where things like the recycler, comm sensors, you know, industrial, general administration things go. This is the entertainment deck. it's where everything else goes. So things like your motels, your shops,
The solar flare
your general
has ended.
entertainments. So we'll build ourselves a star motel, which basically does the same thing as a berth, but it allows aliens to have fun inside it while they're sleeping. So it actually costs aliens quite a bit of entertainment to sleep inside these little slumber pods. That's not going to be the case in a star motel. I have to say there is a lot going on behind the scenes in this game. You right-click on an alien, you see all these stats at the top. All of these are needs that aliens have and need to be fulfilled. But it doesn't show you the actual numbers of what's going on. You can get an approximation from the overview here. So you can see what's kind of in high demand around your station. So it's fun and obviously health at the moment. In fact, I think we're going to create another diagnosis unit. So we're going to switch around. I don't need to speak to a robot at the moment. And we're going to hire another doctor. I'm going to hire him because he is pretty good. So that will deal with more of the health issues. There are some excellent guides, I have to say, on the internet. I'll put a link in the description for one of them. I think I'll put the link in the description for all my videos, in fact, which actually show you what's going on behind the scenes. It does take a little bit of the mystery out of it, and part of the fun of this game is the mystery of it, but it can be quite essential if you want to be doing, really complex.
The hospital is expecting 8 aliens with food poisoning. Be ready to treat them, Supervisor.
Oh, great. This is what happens, you see. I think I'm actually going to put another diagnosis unit in here. I think I can fit one. Yes, I can. So that means I now have 4 diagnosis units in the one sick bay. That's probably a little much. At least it's something. Oh, he won't be hired because he wants fun. This is why I might demolish the comm sensor. Now, you might be wondering why I haven't put these little shops up. It's because they generate a lot of rubbish and I want to be adequately prepared to deal with it. But we'll see. If I put them opposite each other, I can put a couple of litter bins down here, and they won't cause too many problems. I don't think star motels actually deal with fun. It's a little worrying. Let's try... Will you be hired? No, you also want fun. I think we're okay. I think we should be okay with 3 doctors. I mean, they won't all be...
There is a solar flare in progress.
Once.
Shall I reconfigure the collector to gather some solar energy?
But we'll at least have them.
The inspectors have
And
arrived.
the inspectors have arrived.
The hospital
So we've opened up this
facility
new
is still
section.
dirty
This
by
is
the
where we're
time
going
they
to build
leave.
our recycler.
We are in serious
This will help us
trouble.
deal with the influx of rubbish we're going to have. Let's put it out of the way so we have more room for sick bays. Where are some of our scuzzers? They've all gone walkabout. That's interesting. There we go. He's going downstairs. I assume that's because a large number of them are just going off to fix this. But just to save us some time, plonk it right next to it. That means it won't be distracted by gathering litter either, which is important. Okay, so we have 3 doctors working the shift. That will hopefully deal with all of them. We have a Rhoda.
Branched out into the health industry.
He can give me another litter bin, which is handy.
People are always gonna be sick.
I think we'll be okay for medical... Oh, God. No, we're not okay for medical supplies. We shall place one there. Hopefully that will consume them as soon as it's required.
1 or 2 more doctors wouldn't go amiss, you know. Brains are so inefficient as data storage devices. You are in danger of forgetting that you need to
No,
hire
I'm
salt
entirely
hogs
aware
to
that I
run your
need salt hogs to
recycler.
run it. I just have other priorities at the moment, Val, thank you. So we'll go get this litter bin set up on the 2nd floor.
The solar flare has
You
ended.
see what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. That is our first death.
Excuse me, but someone has just died. This is a first for your hospital. Still, you have to expect these things.
Oh dear. Alright, so we have had our first death. We can't let that happen 9 more times. What we can do is beam the corpse into the recycler. It's amazing what you can do with dead bodies in this game. That sounds incredibly grim. Let's hire some salt hogs. He's good. He's not got great loyalty, but he's alright.
The health inspectors are impressed with the extreme
Oh, thank
cleanliness
God.
of your hospital. They award you 10,000 energy for your efforts. I too
That becomes
must
an
offer hearty
extremely important
congratulations.
source of income, and I'm so glad that it's happening.
A great deal.
And I'm having quite a few problems here. I think I'm going to need another sick bay. Because currently a large amount of room is being taken up, and I have no salt hogs working this. This is where it all starts going wrong. You're hired. Congrats. More salt hogs. They're all sick. How dare this hospital be full of sick people?
8 aliens with a contagious disease are expected any minute. Prepare yourself.
Okay. This is going away. Alright. Well, with 8 patients carrying an infectious disease heading straight for our somewhat overcrowded hospital, I think it's time we put a cut in this video. I'll see you next time, hopefully with not too many fresh corpses on my hands.